It's gonna be better, so you're bringing back to another episode of. It's actually story time, this one, so let's not lie to ourselves. I've never done one of these before, but I've been willing to try for ages, and I've got a lot of stories to tell, so I'm gonna broadcast this over a little bit of gameplay. Well, not broadcast, because I'm not broadcasting today. I'm not gonna try and pay attention to any of that, but. Alright, so this is about the time I set the fire alarm off in school. A lot of people know about this one from where I live, because it was such a big thing at the time. So you got to think, when you break a toe or something like that, you don't do PE, do you? So I wasn't doing PE. So one day we went into the PE hall, and because everyone getting changed, me and this other boy who broke his back were bottle flipping. Remember, because that was such a good thing, when he bottle flipped and shit like that. I was bottle flipping away. I had this pretty massive bottle, let's not lie, it's like one of those 2 litre bottles, stores orange juice and that shit. And I was ball flipping, we did it through the basketball hoop. So we were flipping it through basketball hoop, not landing it most times, but then I landed it and I felt pretty big, so that were alright. So we carried on doing it. The other boy, let's call him Josh for this time being, so I don't want to give his real name away. Josh, he flipped and he didn't land it, so I said, you know what, I'm gonna flip it through here and I'm gonna cap it. But underneath the basketball hoop was actually a fire alarm, so I'm flipping it. It lands on the fire alarm, actually, like, physically lands on it, no like messing around, nothing else. It just like lands on it, smashes the fire alarm off the wall, but landed. So I carried on. I was like, oh shit, it's smashed. Oh no, what we're gonna do? Let's just let's pretend that never happened. Because it didn't go off for like first 5 seconds. Then all of a sudden, so I thought, oh god, no, what's happened? Oh no. So I ran into the changing rooms. I was, hid in there for a bit, and then I realised that there was some things coming over the road. There were some big fire engines coming. So the teacher made us line up outside. Every single person. Most of these kids weren't changed because they were doing PE, of course, and they were all getting changed at the time that this happened. And then, what do you call it happened? I can't even remember what happened now. Oh, then someone said, oh, that Charlie Hunt and JJ Basher win. And yeah, that, what else should we call him? We'll call him JJ this time round. That Charlie Hunt and JJ were in changing rooms. We're out at changing rooms and they were flipping. I saw them. So like, oh no, this is end of me. God prayed out. So this little teacher comes. Let's call her Mrs. Nails, because that's a sick name, Nails, because she was proper hard. She comes. She's quite fat. Not gonna lie, quite fat. Red face. Comes over to me, proper angry. You two come at me. And JJ didn't want to take the blame for this, of course. Like, obviously I didn't want to take the blame for this because this is quite a serious offence. So I get taken to Headmistress's office. Right, so she sits me down. She says, you'll have your turn to speak later on. JJ's talking now. So she goes have a little talk. Then another teacher comes in. Let's call her Miss Raven. She's the deputy head. So she's a pretty scary lady. She was quite new to the school, but you could tell that she wasn't one of those forces you want to reckon with. Just like the White Hunt. And then comes over to me. She says, right, JJ thinks that you ball flipped and it hit the fire alarm. I was like, no I did. So I said, no I didn't. The fire alarm, we were in the changing rooms. He said, that's your JJ's perception. So I kind of lying, but I'm actually quite a good liar, I'm not gonna lie. And she saw my side of the story somehow. And then she got, what happened then? Then she goes back to JJ, goes and takes like some more more like, I don't know what word about statements. Yeah, they're called statements, aren't they? Still called statements. Let's carry on with that. So after that happened, she went to go take some statements from the class, but obviously because there was no one in there with us, there was nothing to like go upon. So I'm thinking, oh, it's pretty sick. Everything to do with this, because there's no way to tell what happened. So I was like, oh no. This is good. This is really good. So, it comes. They made us stay past school time, which we go home at 2:45, and she made us stay until, I think it was like 3 o'clock. No, 4 o'clock. Because she said it was such a horrible crime. And then finally they tried using the cameras, but I don't know what happened, but the cameras were sort of off that day for some weird reason. I don't know who flicked them off. But they managed to actually find it out because I'd left the bottle there. I'd left this massive 2 litre bottle. No one else uses one, only I use it. From Morrison's, I use an orange juice bottle. And yeah, what happened was they found the bottle because next day at school I was using the same bottle. So they take me in, they sit me down with head teacher. She could be quite a nice person, this head teacher. I won't lie to you. She could be really nice, but she could also be horrible depending on how you do it. So we had a little conversation, you know, a nice little conversation that we had, and then she brings out the isolation card. Isolation is basically sitting in a toilet cubicle all day, or what they looked like toilet cubicles when I was in none. Then, oh god, I just died. Then, what happened? Yeah, she says that, and then she says you also be fined. So I'm like, oh no, my mum will never forgive me. Because my mum can get quite horrible at times of need, like supposedly when someone fines at 800 quid. Yeah, so this £800 we had to pay to get because of the fire engines. They came out to us and other stuff like that. So next day I come into school, I was quite sheepish. I had isolation. I had double isolation. I just had 1 day. I had 2, but there were only 2 days left of school. So sit down at a desk, and Mr. let's call him Mr. Black. Anyone from my school will understand why. Not because he's black. So he's massive. This guy is like, he looks like, well, he's on steroids. Let's just put it that way. Definitely. So he takes us to the he takes my phone off me. I'm like, oh no, I need that. And he makes us sit down and do this retard test paper. It's like, circle the verbs in this sentence. Bearing in mind we are in year, I'd say, I was in year 8 anyway, just start of year 8. So that's like what, grade 9? Or, yeah, grade 9. When you're 12 to 13 anyway. So I'm pretty shitty now, I'm not gonna lie. So we're doing all these retard test papers. But I was in there with quite some bad people. Well, these people were quite, well, really bad, I'm not gonna lie. Really bad. So I'm sat here doing my work. They get to go on computers and stuff like that if you've been really bad. And yeah, let's just watch the final kill. I'm gonna have no space left on my thing, am I? Alright, can we carry on now? We're on to the next. This is a horrible fail of a round, I'm not even lying. So what happened then? Oh yeah, so I sat here doing these papers, and I start reading. I had a thick book, about 800 pages long, about 200 pages in it as well. Inkart, I think it is. Inkart, yeah, second one. Inkle. Oh, I can't remember the name of it anymore. I read all of that. That's how long you're in it for. Second day though, I was the only person in there. Like normally it could be up to 8 kids in there. So but every so often the staff turn around and do like a little switch around. So we had this nice teacher called Mr. What can I call him? We'll call him Mr. Moss. That's what we'll call him. Head of sports. Really nice guy. So we start. He's quite nice to me. I'm quite nice to him. We get along just fine. You know what I'm saying, G? He brings us into his room, and we're doing the isolation all over again. It's brilliant. Yeah, doing these retard papers that we did yesterday. Cause I didn't do all of it because I started reading. I remember like that. So we just did like a little bit of a shit. And then because I was the only kid in there, I got to go on computer. So I was on computer, and I did something about goalkeepers because I'm a goalkeeper myself. You might not know, and about how the 10 best goalkeepers of today. Obviously, because I'm a Man United fan, De Gea went at the top. Oh god, this is me dead. This is straight up me dead. I'm not lying. Oh, I didn't die. What the hell? Oh, carry on. And so he supported, I think, from Manchester City, which is, and then he says, no, you're doing this wrong. De Gea's not at the top. So he was quite annoyed at me. He wasn't like actually being
Who's gonna die?
Proper teacher was straight up being just annoyed at me. You know what I mean?
Just go rush him with a shotgun.
And then that's where the problem started.
Have you got it?
We went to have 3 toilet breaks a day, he gave me one.
Oh my god! What?
Went to have an eat break, he didn't give me one of them either. So I just sat here starving.
I know it's really good if you get a headshot.
But that's all good. So I sort of needed that. Because what I'd done was quite wrong, I'm not gonna lie. So I finally get out of this hellhole after reading. I read 2 whole books in 2 days. Think about how long a book takes you normally. Like I'm reading a book at the minute, it's taking forever in a day. Ooh, that's nice, that kill there. Not bad either. So, yeah, I'd read these 2 whole books. And everyone else, this was last day of school, they got to go home at 2:30. 2:45, yeah. I had to stay, obviously, again, till 4. Brilliant. The teacher, then afterwards, you know that scary head teacher, Mrs. what do we call her, Miss Raven, she literally comes over to me and says, if you didn't lie, you wouldn't have had this. But then, she also said to me, we saw how unlucky he was with the bottle flip, but also how lucky he was. So I thought, you know what, this is my time to shine. I says, Miss, that bottle flip was brilliant. You should learn it someday. And end it there. Alright, I'm just going to leave you carry on watching the end of this video. Talk to you all later. Take care. Take care, goodbye.